I don't really want it. Yeah. It's all the same to me. I don't really want it. I don't really want it. I don't want the white picket fence and the 10-car bay and the bright green grass and the white gold chain with the, yeah. I just wanna say thanks to the ones who stayed at the end of the day, but I can't say shit when I feel like this. Sapphire tears with the iced out wrist. All those years and I can't do shit. Yeah, the fire inside burned out cause I miss you. Yeah, cause I can't break away when I'm locked in the chains. My mind is living in yesterday. Bad time that I stop, but I cannot keep my fear of falling off the edge from you. Tell my mother that I love her
And my father, that it's true. The lightning strikes in the dead of night. What? There we go. Hello everyone. We, as a nation, as a unified people, need to understand that I'm saying hello to all of you. Hello. Hello Slime, hello Potato Boy, hello Katu, and hello Wavo. Welcome to the stream. And if you haven't heard already, I figured out that, yeah, this ring light legit busted. Like, the light, it doesn't work. I got all the plugs and everything. It's legit the light, and, like, what can I do? What can I do? Just bust in and, like, replace it with a new light? I mean, this thing's probably like $20, so I could probably just get a different one, you know? You know? Interesting title, says Phantom. Yeah, it's an interesting title, but you gotta be interesting on the internet nowadays. You can't just be sitting there. No. I wish that I could be better at life. No! No! You gotta be out there and you gotta do stuff, bro. You can't just sit there being oatmeal brained, bro. Even though oatmeal is pretty good. But you get what I'm saying. You can't be bland as. You can't be bland as. Alright. A new type of content that I'm gonna try out today. We've done it before on stream when I was like taking a whole chomp and a half. I remember I was watching, I think it was like a Jacksepticeye video. It was on like it was either the 6 hour, wait, no, it was like the 8 hour stream or it was the 12 hour stream. I can't remember. But this is a channel that I really enjoy. This person, they kind of expose media bias, and it's more like male-centered, male empowerment kind of, and also they don't agree with fat acceptance, which is the topic of today's video. The title, The Effect Fat Acceptance is Having on Kids. And since it was just such a long video, I was like, okay, well, most likely I'd want to stream today anyways, so let's crack into this together and experience it, because to be honest, 35 minutes of sitting down and watching stuff on my own kind of sounds like a chore. And when I watch this channel, Think Before You Sleep, I prefer to watch the video in full, because this person provides a lot of information when they're spitting their facts that they have, and they have all the article links, all that stuff. They like cover all their bases basically. So like a CDC article, if you believe in the CDC, of course. So yeah. Welcome on in, Josue, saying that they've woken up. Well, I'm going to wake you up in a different perspective, because we're going to be watching this 35-minute video, The Effect Fat Acceptance is Having on Kids. Would I like the font name to match the Facecam font? What do you mean? What do you mean by that, Wavo? Oh, and also, welcome on in, Razor, as well. You're at Burger King getting food and you see this alert? Oh, Oh, ooh, ooh, Burger King. Let's see if they talk about Burger King in this. I doubt it, but maybe. But yeah, let's get into this, and I'll also be talking to chat a little bit while I'm listening. But yeah, let's go.
Britain's in the grip.
Let
of
me
an
know if
epidemic.
y'all can't hear it very
A
well.
third of our children are now overweight or obese, and thousands have such bad diets that they're having to undergo major surgery.
It can be prevented 100%.
Is that too loud?
As a
Is it too
society,
low? Like, what
we
is
have
it?
become accepting of it, and we shouldn't be. We should say, this is wrong.
Correct. This is wrong. Obesity is a major problem, and I'm tired of grifters who constantly say...
It's a little loud?
"Think of
Okay,
the
okay. I'll drop it by like... Okay, it's perfect, it's good, the sound is fine, and then Phantom's the only one that's saying it's a little loud. I'll drop it by like half a 0.6 of a decibel, because then it's like a little bit lower, but then it's like perfect. It sounds fine until I talk, then I'm a little quiet. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm basically matched up on the audio waves, so yeah. And Potato Boy is saying that they don't like putting other people down, but you also don't think it's good to be fat because of how it affects your health and it can prevent you from doing fun sports. Not only can it prevent you from just doing sports, it can prevent you from living, bro. Like, genuinely, it cuts years off your life, brother. That's not the only thing. The sports isn't the only thing. So, if it's got to be a harsh awakening, I'd still be down for
children,
it. But
well,
if I'm just meeting the person for the first time, I'm probably not gonna say anything. But if they want to be like a good friend of mine, I'd probably like just spit it straight to them.
ignoring the catastrophic effect that things like saying health at every size is having on many impressionable kids who now aren't paying attention to their health. And it also enables hedonistic ideologies like this.
I like to just have an easy life. I think everybody likes an easy life.
Or we get more people who are stuck not knowing what to do because the body positivity grifters are drowning out all the people who are actually knowledgeable about how to resolve these situations by calling everything hate speech or fat phobic.
And I would rather she didn't have any fizzy drinks. But
See, that's where I don't get it. Because when you call it hate speech, there are definitely people who will probably just be trying to put somebody down. But from my perspective, I think of it as you're in a bad spot. There's so much evidence, so much evidence proving that this is not the right thing to do. I'm trying to help you, bro. So how is that hate? You see where I'm coming from? How can it be hate when you're trying to help? How is it hate speech? Why does it show pictures of Bridges every time he talks? So basically with this channel, he's a faceless channel, and instead of putting out his face, he just edits in like these super high quality photos of places around the world and stuff like that. It could come off offensive. Yeah, but it's not hate. That's what I'm trying to say. The Thor Love and Thunder movie was good. Well, glad you enjoyed your purchase for that ticket, and perhaps I might have to see the movie myself. I'm still not that big of a Marvel fan, though. But yeah, let's get back into what this lady was saying.
that's easier said than done with a kid.
The answer to this is really simple. Just don't pay for it. What's she going to do? She doesn't have a job. I'm not sure if these parents know this or not, but kids can't afford anything. So if you don't buy it, they can't eat it. It's really that easy if you don't want a kid with a weight problem.
I think the parents are to blame for overweight children, but they have to be helped.
Right. The parents are the ones who buy the food, the parents are the ones who set the boundaries, and the parents are the ones who teach their kids most of their behaviors. What I don't like is all of the avoidance of how important proper parenting is to these issues, while instead, the mainstream narrative is to just start lying to people by saying being massively overweight is healthy. Like this 2021 article from Cosmo about body positivity that says, "This is healthy with Jessamine Stanley." No it's not. And what I don't get is that if they really want to talk about body positivity, then why isn't this person who has an actual disability and has actually accomplished something the first person we see? Why do I...
So true. So true. I mean, that's what I don't understand. Like, why do people just get spit out there for body positivity when it's just like a rando. Like, I don't get it. Like, having people who have merit, like people to look up to, that would make sense. That would make sense. Like this person right here, that's somebody to look up to in a sense, because they've literally amounted to something. But then you're just spitting somebody who has like 35% body fat. Yippee. Huh? Huh? We're just having random people to look up to purely because they eat a lot of food and don't exercise too often? Oh, okay. I guess that's our role models now. Yay, 2022.
I have to scroll way down in the article to find this woman. Or what about this person in a wheelchair? Why isn't she the first woman we see? Isn't body positivity supposed to be about people who are victim to unfortunate situations? Why is Callie Thorpe, a person whose bad habits put her in that shape, the first person we see? This is not healthy. This is a high risk of heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. And you know what the real problem is? It's that all this stuff is trickling.
And that's a triple threat. That's a triple threat of diseases right there. You feel like if the parent is obese, the child is usually almost always also obese. I'm an exception to the rule in that case. But yeah, when I see, like, when I was working at a retail job, most of the time, since my section was right next to the candy section, I would see a lot of people who are overweight. And most of the time, when I did see an overweight parent, I would see accompanied with them an overweight kid. So it is really a lifestyle choice right there. Josue says that tennis practice whacked up their thumb. Ayo, is this a new sport for you, Josue? Let's go. Man's about to be Roger Federer out here. Lemur says, in your opinion, we should encourage the people who are overweight to get in shape, other than saying, go queen! You don't think lazy people should be congratulated purely because of being unhealthy? Indeed. 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 Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Immortal Dozer says, hi. Howdy, Dozer. Welcome on in. Trying out a new form of content. So, just seeing how it is. Tennis isn't new to you. You just count go the rest of July because of Mexico. Ah, okay. I guess you just never mentioned it back when I was on my stream grind. You just came by, but you'll be disappearing for now, says Spinix Dairy. Bet, brother.
Down to children.
A third of our children are now overweight or obese.
It's very rare to see fat children with thin parents.
1/3 of kids.
Ayo, literally Potato Boy's point just brought up in like 10 seconds. There you are.
in the UK are overweight or obese. That's crazy. And it's not any better in America either. Look at these CDC numbers for obesity. 20%.
I think that I literally used this in a school presentation because I made a presentation on how obesity is America's real pandemic, and I think I used this exact article.
Which is similar to current obesity numbers in the UK. That's 1 in 5 kids who are obese, which in terms of America has increased from around 1 in 7 nationwide since 2005. That's a massive increase. This has very real health consequences to children, and one of the sadder things that is pointed out in this documentary is just how many kids have teeth that are rotten because of their poor eating habits. Let's get into it, but first, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Ground.
Bro, that's something that I, like, barely even considered myself. Like, because I've never had a tooth problem, so I guess it just never really came around to my mind. But, bro, imagine just having, like, no teeth purely because you just didn't want to eat your veggies. Who doesn't brush their teeth twice a day? Bro, I am that guy who will literally bring a toothbrush when I'm going over to someone's house. Like, in the car, there are toothbrushes on deck. I can't not brush my teeth twice a day.
It was released in 2015. It covers somewhere around 8 children, but we're only going to focus on 2 children because their stories have the best lessons in them. The first one is 4-year-old Tallulah.
One of the patients at the Leeds Hospital is 4-year-old Tallulah, who lives with her mum, Natalie.
I'll bring them.
She's about to start school, but it's hard to find a uniform that will fit.
This is so sad.
See, why would you put yourself into that situation? Literally, you gotta go to like custom air just to be able to fit yourself in clothes. Come on. Is that also is the mic better? Thanks for clutching up slime and potato as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. But literally, not only way. Like, damn, I really got to go to a store.
Hey, yo, is this better? Is this better? Is this better? Like, is this microphone better than having the other one? Because I'll just keep it like this. And, like, is the audio chill? Because I can just hold this microphone, and that's chill. A lot better. Better for now. Way better, but quieter. Okay, let me knock that up. Filters. Gain. Put her on 20. That bad? That good? That looks chill. That looks chill on the audio. Okay. Now we should be good. Mr. Octo, welcome on into the stream, brother. But yeah, as I was about to say before the microphone went dummy boy mode, not only is that mentally taxing, but it also taxes the wallet. Because going to those special types of stores, they literally tap into that market. And they mark up the clothes in the price. I know it for a fact because I've seen it. It's dumb, and it's taking advantage of the current obesity pandemic. But I guess it's the price you have to pay. No pun intended. Psych pun intended, because I'm a corny kid.
Because you know Tallulah is going to get bullied because of her parents' screw-up. She's only 4, so it's not her fault she's overweight. The second kid is 13-year-old Pavia.
At 19 stone, Pavia's case is serious, so she's being seen by Dr. Mushtaq, who runs the clinic.
For those of you who aren't British, 1 stone is 14 pounds, so that's 266 pounds at 13 years old. Personally, if I was this girl's parent...
266 at 13. Bro, you're like just starting to hit puberty. That's more than my grandfather weighs, and I troll him sometimes for that stuff because I want him to get better. Bro, that's just not right at 13. We've got to be like having stuff like that in schools, like teaching people, like in every school. Can't be having that. Moth saying hello. Howdy, Moth. Welcome on in. What has happened so far? We're about 5 minutes into a video. 5 minutes into a video about the effect fat acceptance is having on kids. And right now, it's talking about somebody who I believe it was 13 stone. I can't remember exactly, but 266 pounds because American, we speak feet. We speak in football fields. Yes.
parent, I would be absolutely flipping out and doing everything I could to fix this problem. Outside of Pavia's situation, the sad thing is that in this documentary, it really seems like a lot of the parents just don't care. Speaking of, here's Tallulah's mom.
Yeah, 8 to 9 years. We'll have a try of this one.
You got this?
It's a bit tight. I think even that might be a push, Tallulah. Last couple of years, she's piled loads of weight on. But I'll have to get a bigger size. Adults that I know have said that she's fat. It absolutely heart-wrenched me.
It can't really be all that heart-wrenching because you're laughing when your 4-year-old child can't fit into a uniform that's for 9-year-olds.
True. Can we take a quick ESPN replay on this? Run it back. Yeah, it's heart-wrenching. Let's hear that again.
We'll have a try of this one.
You got this?
It's a bit tight. I think even...
You should be distraught. This is not a moment. No, this is not a laughing moment. Why are you chuckling? Why is there a slight grin on your face, even in front of the cameras? Bro, my face would literally be... I can't frown so hard. I've gotta pull a Joker out here. Literally frown all the way to my jawline. That's how hard it would be. You think that she's only laughing so her kid doesn't feel embarrassed about it? I guess you could be coming from there. Yeah. And then the child's face here too. Like, let me run back to that screen. Like, they're both like in a state which it just doesn't seem right. It just doesn't seem right. The emotional state. It doesn't seem right. Ziku says that they just came back and I'm ripped. Well, yeah, I guess I have the knowledge and the total opposite opinion of these type of people.
Even that might be...
The bigger problem is where the idea that it's okay and normal is coming from. Yeah, it's mainstream media. It's mainstream media. And it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Mainstream media and also corporations lining the pockets of the media too. So, can't just blame media. You also got to blame the corporations.
Be a push, Tallulah. Last couple of years, she's piled loads of weight on. But I'll have to get a bigger size. Adults that I know have said that she's fat. It absolutely...
Okay, let's skip that.
So I don't really think Tallulah's mom, Natalie, is all that serious about this, particularly considering that Tallulah's weight is not her only problem. She actually has a much more severe problem with her dental hygiene because several of her teeth have gone completely rotten and she is in constant pain because of it. What's worse is that this is actually not that uncommon of a problem in the UK. Here's a doctor saying how many teeth he's seen being removed.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably in excess of 7,000 teeth. It might even be approaching 10,000 teeth a year.
I believe that's...
A year? Bro, I thought this guy was just talking about his career and I was already shocked. But 10,000 a year? How, Sway? How? This is so bad. And this kid's like, how old was he? 6? 6? And her teeth are rotting? What?
Just at the clinic he works at. Now, I'm not going to show any of it because it was traumatizing to watch, but honestly, I have no idea how these doctors can do these surgeries and not lose their minds. This is definitely not something I could do for a living, particularly when they have to watch the kids wake up in pain because of something their parents did. I would be screaming at the parents for allowing this to happen to their kids, especially someone like this dad who has already watched his daughter lose her teeth and is now about to watch his son lose his teeth due to eating too much sugary junk food.
Bro, the definition of insanity. The definition. Doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. That's at the point, is it child abuse? Is it child abuse at that point? Because you've already messed up one person and now you're messing up another. You didn't learn. You didn't learn your lesson. I pity the children. I pity the children. It's a shame. The number sounds a lot scarier than it is. That's only 672 people losing a tooth a year out of 67 million. True. But also, it is the age that is concerning as well. But yeah, you are spitting facts there, Phantom. Thank you for clarifying that.
And then he's like, hey, after the surgery, let's feed him the same food that just causes teeth to rot.
It's 7 a.m. And in a few hours, 4-year-old Adam will have surgery to remove his decayed baby teeth.
Decayed baby teeth? I mean, I guess the baby teeth
give a few
leave
sweets and
anyways, so.
take his mind off it.
I don't think these parents actually care about their kids, and that's why this stuff happens. Sure, they'll say they care about their kids when they're around other people or they're in front of a camera, but when you look at the fruits of their labor...
I wonder if, like, decaying baby teeth affects the growth of your adult teeth. Hold up. Let me look that up. Does having bad baby teeth affect your adult teeth? Okay, I'm typing with one hand because I gotta hold this microphone. If a baby tooth is lost, this is just like the first thing that comes up on Google. If a baby tooth is lost too early, the teeth beside it may drift or move into the empty space when it's time for the adult teeth to come in. There may not be enough room for them. This may cause adult teeth to be crowded and crooked. So it does affect your adult teeth. Slightly. Darn. And a chance. They are removing it though? Yeah. So that's kind of helping out that part. That's only if it falls out too early. Okay.
You can see the truth. Parents can lie, but kids never lie. You can always see the reality of a situation by looking at the kids.
I don't agree with that statement. I do not agree with that statement. I mean, I know what he's talking about, but it's kind of like blanket. So saying kids never lie, that just ain't it. He should have like clarified a little bit harder because I know that his videos are scripted. Like, he should have said that kids never lie in like a medical situation or like in situations like surrounding them. That was kind of a lapse in the script, I would say. I got a new mic. I've had this for a while. It's just that I never had a way to plug it into the PC. And then also, I didn't really want to buy a boom arm. So, but I mean, we've got the ghetto rigged boom arm out here. We got the left hand. You at the doctor's office saying you're fine while your leg is falling off? Exactly. Yeah, that's why when I heard that line, I was like, okay, bro. That's kind of a reach. So your mom will answer for you? Yeah. You see what it is. But now people can't say that I agree with everything he says. So I guess
they're in front of a camera, but when you look at the fruits of their labor, you can see the truth. Parents can lie, but kids never lie. You can always see the reality of a situation by looking at the kids. Or you can see the truth in situations like this. Tallulah has problems with her teeth, and she, at 4 years old, has chronic pain because she has abscesses in her gums. Despite her daughter being in pain, Natalie misses Tallulah's dental...
What is an abscess in the gum? See, like, I don't know what these things are because I've never experienced them. I don't even know how to spell abscess. Abscess in gum. Okay, abscess. Okay, I spelled it wrong. Holy mother of pearl. Ew. Oh my. If you're squeamish, look at this. Boom. That's kind of... This is what this 4-year-old has to experience. You're confused? How does this have anything to do with obesity? It's because the children get fed all this sugary food, sugary cereal, sugary candy, just all this stuff filled with all these chemicals that is in the modern food that gets people to be obese. And now these are the effects that the food that they eat puts onto them. So yeah, you just saw a 4-year-old experiencing that in their mouth. Bro, if I was a 4-year-old, I would be like screaming every time I woke up.
Appointment by a pretty significant margin.
Today, Natalie has to take Tallulah to see the hygienist. It's an appointment they have to attend before the hospital will see Tallulah. But it starts in 10 minutes, and it's 8 miles away.
We've woke up late. Well, it's 25 past. I have to be there at 1:30, and it'll take most about half an hour on bus.
You can say this is heart-wrenching all you want, but when your daughter is in pain and you miss her doctor's appointment because you're irresponsible, I don't believe you actually care. Because people who care are willing to deal with the inconvenience of making sure they wake up on time. Natalie clearly does not want to be a parent.
So as she got older, it went from formula to cow's milk to juice. Now, I know that's my fault, but it was easier for me on a night.
Juice is a sleeper hitter. Juice is a sleeper hitter because it has all this sugar and all the chemicals in it. Like, look at your apple juice if it's not like something organic or something like that. Like maybe if it's like the Simply Lemonade or something like that. I don't know what the modern juices is. I haven't had juice since I was like a little jitling. Like probably since I was this little kid's age because I didn't know any better. But yeah, juice is a sleeper. Like recently, somebody in person, like they were asking me what I like my diet. They were asking me like what I drank after what I ate. They started with soda. It's like, of course not. Of course not. No soda. And then they said juice, and I went off and like explained like no juice, bro. I do personally like this is a personal fight that I have to kick, and Marine Corps boot camp is gonna help me, but I need to stop drinking energy drinks because when I started cutting, I had so little energy because I wasn't eating a lot of food that I was like, oh my gosh, I need caffeine. So I went to energy drinks, and now I'm like buying all these energy drinks, and it's stupid as, and I'm really kicking myself for it. So like I've got my last 3 energy drinks that I bought, and I'm not going to buy any more. And then boot camp, you can't really buy energy drinks, so I'm happy with that. But I messed up in life, and yeah, I own that for myself. So yeah, don't drink energy drinks either because they can become addictive with all the chemicals in that and stuff like that. And then the caffeine, it feels good because you feel awake like all the time. Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would not recommend getting into energy drinks because they are very addictive.
To give her a bottle of juice than to try and sit up with her all night and try and get her back to sleep.
Well, at least she takes some responsibility here by saying that maybe she shouldn't have done that. But what it really comes down to is that Natalie wants everything to be easy and doesn't want to work hard, which is why all these bad things keep happening. It's really astounding to watch how little Natalie is willing to sacrifice for her children.
I like to just have an easy life. I think everybody likes an easy life.
I think a lot of people desire an easy life, but the people who sit down on the couch all day and watch TV are never happy. The happy people are the ones who go out, do stuff, and get stuff done. Happiness requires work.
Legit, when you're sitting there, I'm depressed. What are you doing? Are you actually in an action? Like when I was doing sports, never experienced a bout of sadness, a bout of depression, because I was doing something. I had a goal to work towards. But when I'm just sitting down doing nothing, like if I didn't have streaming, or if I didn't have friends to hang out with, or if I didn't have the hobbies that I have goals in, since it's summer, I would have nothing to work towards, and I probably would feel like crap. But if you actually have something to go towards, and then you achieve these minor goals, you get that spurt. Damn, I just accomplished something. Feels good, man. That gives you happiness. And I think that's what he's about to say. Potato Boy says, it's not just junk food. Any food is unhealthy if you eat too much. Correct. You are spitting straight facts, Potato Boy. Like if you eat, like let's say 30 bananas, that is still unhealthy. So you are spitting straight facts, bro. Your taste in coffee is very specific. So 9 times out of 10, you don't drink it. Soda is repulsive to me. Ayo, positive opinion, Josue. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Soda, it really is icky, and then it sticks to the teeth, and I was like, yuck. But personally, I've like always hated coffee. Coffee is my least favorite drink of them all. All right, let's get back into this.
Also, pro tip on that clip before the last one. Fruit juice is not healthy for you. You can look at the sugar content. Most of the popular fruit juices have so much processed sugar in them that it's basically a soda without the carbonation. If you want to be healthy, your main drink should be water. That being said, let's talk about what Natalie...
This chug jug that I basically have right here. Cringe Fortnite reference. But this is like, it's Gatorade, but like wicked diluted. And Gatorade can kind of be a little bit bad for you too. I prefer the Gatorade Zeros, but yeah. This is mainly water with a little bit of taste to it. Don't drink it, says Octo. Too bad, so sad. Are we talking about soda? More juice, but yes, we were talking about soda just a tad bit. You drank Pilk yesterday, so you should leave. What is Pilk? What is Pilk, bro? What is this? What is this Pilk you speak of? And Potato Boy says electrolytes. Yeah, the thing about electrolytes is that you can also get that from other things. Like you can get it from stuff like Propel, Smart Water. There's plenty of things that you can get electrolytes from that don't give you a bunch of sugar and chemicals. Pepsi and milk.
Wrong.
Moth, you dirty animal, bro. Are carbs super bad for you? Carbs are literally just sugars. That's like the definition of a carbohydrate. A carbohydrate is a sugar. You need them to survive, but it's stuff like processed carbohydrates that aren't the best. Like some like sugary cereals, donuts, processed stuff, Cheez-Its, Oreos. That's what I'm trying to think of. So yeah. And like Josue is saying, everything has carbs. True. Everything that is natural and wasn't made in a factory has carbs. And even like factory stuff has carbs too. You'll learn that in your science classes, brother. At least
feeds her
hopefully,
kid.
because school is dying.
This is what Tallulah eats for her dinner, and holy crap, that is basically as much as I eat for a meal, and I am at least 3 times her size. We have a large...
What is that meal? Can we get a explanation, please?
Large baked potato loaded with chicken and baked beans. That is a ton of food for a 4-year-old, and remember, this is a single meal.
That's genuinely what I eat right now. And I'm an 18-year-old man who's trying to gain weight. Like, my goal in life is to gain weight. And that's, like, the type of food that I will eat. What do you think that's going to do to a 4-year-old female?
Likely having 3 meals of this size every day, plus snacks. Her brother has a similarly oversized meal as well. Remember, Natalie says she cares about her kids. Did she take the time to investigate what a proper portion size is for a 4-year-old? It doesn't seem like it. Natalie seems more content to blame her lack of effort on genetics.
I cannot see a problem with everything that I give her. I honestly do not believe she's put all this weight on just through what she eats.
Wrong.
Thyroid.
Oh, she didn't put it on because of what she eats. She didn't put it on because of what she eats.
Wrong.
Oh my. yes, that other stuff, like, there are diseases that also hurt that stuff. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But we saw the meal. We saw the meals you're feeding them. The proof is in the pudding. Come on. Her mom is literally eating the same portions? Yeah. And look at yourself in the mirror, bro. If you're looking like that, your children are going to look like that. Come on.
Thyroid, so said it might be something to do with that.
The editors of this are hilarious. They show this little girl eating a massive meal, followed by her mom saying, I don't think there's anything wrong with what she eats.
Facts. W editing in the chat. W editing in the chat. Editors coming in clutch, pointing out the crimes. Like, genuinely. Like, I was considering, like, should I say it's a crime? To me, it feels like a crime. It feels like a crime, brother. It feels like a crime.
You know they did that on purpose.
And I should kill that word out. Feel. Icky. No, it doesn't feel like a crime. It appears to me that it is a crime. Not feel. It appears to me that it is a crime.
For one, thyroid problems are rare, and two, it's actually pretty easy to test for thyroid issues. It's a blood test and an ultrasound that both take no more than a few minutes and cost very little. This stuff is not that hard to investigate. So is it really a thyroid issue, or are you just using that as an excuse? Oh, and I'm sure the problem with her daughter's teeth is also because of her thyroid, right?
That one hurts me. That one hurts me. That one hurts me. All of them hurt me.
I don't know how Natalie could do this to her kid. Tallulah is complaining that her teeth hurt, and yet Natalie misses the appointment, which resulted in her daughter having to deal with the pain for an additional month before she got to see a doctor, and then Natalie has the audacity to say, well, it's not anything I'm doing, it's genetics. Again, it's really shocking to see how much suffering people will cause themselves, and more importantly, other people, simply because they don't want to put in a little work. And
it's a lack of accountability. It's genuinely a lack of accountability. People don't hold themselves responsible anymore. Your actions have consequences. When will you ever learn? Isn't that like a Sammy Classic Sonic fan thing reference? I swear it was. What is a thyroid? I don't know, but my grandmother has the thyroid disease. Thyroid. So I should have like bigger IQ on it. It's a gland situated at the base of your front of your neck, just below your Adam's apple. Huh. Interesting. It says that it has an enormous impact on your health, affecting all aspects of your metabolism. Okay, so it basically affects your metabolism. Ooh, jeez. Dr. Yellowware says, Moth, get more stable teeth. Sheesh, coming in hard off the bat. You have a decent metabolism. You wouldn't say it's as high as your brother's, but it's definitely faster than most people's. I don't know. I don't even blame metabolism. Like, for me personally, like, I struggle to gain weight, and I don't even genuinely consider metabolism to be fighting against me. I'm just like, okay, guess I got to eat more to gain weight. Or if I had to be in the reverse situation, I'd be like, okay, guess I got to eat less to lose weight. See what I'm saying? It's accountability. Like, even if your own body is fighting against you, you got to see that, and you got to be, okay, I've got a wall in front of me. I've got to get over this wall, or I've got to get around this wall. You got to figure out ways to adapt and get around these challenges that are in your life.
And I'm not being hyperbolic here. This is a really prevalent problem. Tons of people do bad things simply because they don't want to work hard and simply because they don't have discipline.
I gotta get him something to eat.
True. No discipline, no accountability. Exactly what I just went on a rant about. Everyone gotta, like, open up their third eye, man. It's not even your third eye. Just open up your two eyes. Open up your two eyes. Look yourself in the mirror. Look your children in the eyes. Is this how you want to bring them up? You call your challenges cringe and then dunk on them? Well, there you go. Stay winning, Yellowware. Stay winning. Do I ever let my food turn to fat, or do I work out so hard that it doesn't? There are some times where my abs like slightly lose visibility, but since I work out so much, it's genuinely hard for me to get fat, like body fat percentage wise. Like sometimes I feel fat, like I feel a little bit sluggish, but I'm never actually fat just because of the amount of work that I put in. And even when I was sick for 2 weeks and I couldn't work out at all, I genuinely like still didn't even get fat. Like even though I was eating my same bulking diet, it was because I had so little body fat on me that I still wasn't fat. I was still in shape. Why am I trying to get fat? So I can be bigger than this, because I only weigh like 140 pounds. Trying to get big. You got to eat big to get big, like they say. Ooh, lat's coming in kind of hard. Lat's going in hard today. Can I get a lat spread real quick? Please excuse me. Let me lat spread on y'all. Quick lat spread out there. Low body fat percentage. Stay winning. Stay winning. Stay winning. Okay. Back to the content. W reaction streamer.
Quickly, just for while we're going round so they don't whinge and moan at me. Yeah, you getting one of those?
Soy sauce.
And soy sauce.
Wait, can we hear that? What did she say? She was saying that she didn't want to hear her children whinge and moan, so you don't want to hear them complain?
To eat quickly, just for while we're going round so I go
Do bad things simply because they don't want to work hard and simply because they don't have discipline.
get him something to eat quickly, just for while we're going round so they don't whinge and moan at me.
You've got to get them something to eat so they don't whinge and moan. They've got to eat while you're in the store getting food for them to eat at home. You don't see the problem? Legit, they're getting exercise from the walking around the store. Nope. Let me throw that out the window. Yeet. 3-pointer. Curry from 3. Curry from deep. Okay. Got my inner store meal so that way I can be prepared for when I get home so I can be ready to eat then. Come on.
Yeah, you getting one of those?
Soy sauce.
And soy sauce.
What's in that again?
Cheese and onion. I reckon it's got a bit of mayonnaise in it or something as well.
Wait, did she pay for that stuff? Is she one of those people who, like, eats the food in the store before paying? Does she have any ability to delay gratification at all? She's certainly teaching her kids not to be able to wait. I'm going to buy them food to eat in the store so they don't bother me while I'm shopping. You do know the reason they complain about not being able to snack on food in the store is because you haven't taught them self-discipline, right? You are literally making the problem worse by constantly appeasing them every time they complain.
Feed the beast. Feeding the beast. This is why you can't give in to people whinging and moaning. You can't let yourself get walked over on when you are the adult. You're like, how old? Like in your 30s? You're getting bullied by 4-year-olds. 4-year-olds. How do you get bullied by a 4-year-old, bro? Come on.
Jeez, she's as bad as a parent who raises their kid with an iPad. Her kids are full-blown addicts. Her whole modus operandi is, I don't want to have to do anything stressful by dealing with any negativity from my kids, so I'm just going to let them grow up with a myriad of health problems. It's really gross to see how lazy this mother is. And also, she comes off like this is all a joke. She thinks this stuff is funny.
I always try, like every night, every tea time, to cook a proper home-cooked meal.
Do you use kind of convenience stuff then? How much of it would you say you...
About 90%.
90% convenience?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because it's convenient. And they want feeding now. They wanted feeding yesterday, not in a 2 hours time.
Notice how they showed Natalie's son drinking juice, which basically says that she's not actually remorseful about damaging her daughter's teeth in the past by giving her that kind of drink. But great. What does her constantly buying convenience foods teach her kids? It teaches them to not be able to wait for things. It gives them zero ability to deal with suffering or struggle, and that's going to cause them all sorts of problems when they grow up. They certainly aren't going to learn how to cook, and outside of having poor health, it will prevent them from getting a job.
On the low, cooking's kind of fun. You didn't hear it from me, though. You didn't hear it from me. You think a lot of times part of the issue is that some people just can't get access to good food because of food desserts and straight up not having money. In that case, all you can do is exercise or like not eat. Well, that same, not argument, but that same point was brought up during my presentation when I was making this presentation at school. I literally live off great value items. Like, I live off of like $1 food. I don't have the best food. I can't buy organic stuff. I don't come from a wealthy family either. Like, I'm not living out on the streets like New York. Like, I'm not that hit hard. But to be honest, I don't eat the best food either. Like, I don't have that Whole Food stuff. I don't have that. But I don't know. To me, it just seems like a cope. Like that, like saying that there isn't like enough money kind of seems like a cope unless they're like literally on the street. What are some good examples of cheap, healthy foods? Okay, cheap, healthy food. Cheap, healthy food. It's the meat market has gone way up, so it's like way less cheap. But definitely like anything that involves meat. Eggs come in clutch. Egg market has gone up too, though, so that's difficult. I love to have scrambled eggs. That's my go-to. Fruit and vegetable. I prefer vegetables over fruit. Like, get yourself some broccoli. You can get like a pound of broccoli. Broccoli is clutch. It's low calorie and all that. But yeah, definitely focus on like chicken. And I have like burgers. Sometimes it's not the most healthy. I know it for a fact because it's filled with fat. But that's what my family, like, I basically can only get what my family buys. So I don't always have like the most healthy of meals. You know what I'm saying? But I try and get as healthy as possible. I focus on protein rather than anything. So just get that protein high. Like, it sounds like total gym bro, and I literally said chicken, broccoli, and rice. But it spit out so often because it's the truth. Like, it works. You don't need it every time, but it works. Eggs are goated. It's your main protein source, along with beans. Beans are clutch with protein, too. Oh, shoot. Was it black or pinto? Or are those the same thing? I'm literally like dumbing out right now. But I'm pretty sure black beans are what I get. The fam. And those are like the cheapest that we can find in the store. You should learn how to cook? Oh, for sure, for sure. And there's plenty of stuff on YouTube. Like, if you have access to the internet, you can find plenty of recipes that are wicked good. I personally, luckily enough, I had cooking classes at my school, and I took those. So I had 3 years of cooking classes, which are real nice. Legumes are the best. I have heard a lot of good things about legumes, but I've never personally had them myself. All right, let's get back into the vid.
Job training requires lots of patience, hard work, and discipline, of which they'll have none of because their mom didn't teach it to them as children. So they'll be massively disadvantaged, and if they want
legumes or beans, then what am I thinking that's like not Wait, what am I thinking? It starts with an L. I'm thinking of something that starts with an L. Shoot. Bro, I sound like such an idiot right now because legumes or beans? Because I am an idiot. Yeah, definitely. But, bro, I'm thinking of a vegetable that starts with L. I thought you were referencing something else. Maybe I just had a foolhardy moment. What spices do I use? Personally, I don't cook the meat very much, and that's what usually gets spices on it. But when I cook, I don't like to use spices. That's just me personally. I like as long as it's not dry, I'm good. And I don't need spices.
Success, then they'll have to learn that stuff as an adult, which will cost them years of their lives. Or they'll just become welfare flunkies, which is a lot more likely. They'll also have trouble making good friends because
welfare flunkies be trapped to the government and live off the government. Not safe. Because then when there's a government shutdown or something like that, it might hit you. It might hit you. Your government starts to fail, so do you.
Laziness and whining aren't seen as attractive personality traits. Doing stuff like this will make it very hard for Natalie's kids to make friends.
You're both not getting no chocolate, no sweets, no nothing.
I don't agree with the making friends part because, like, there's probably other kids in their school that are exactly like them. And then they, like, birds of a feather flock together. Boom, easy friend right there. They just won't make friends with the kids who are actually well-disciplined and aren't about to scream in stores like it looks like this kid's about to do. Once you try turmeric and garam masala and cinnamon and cardamom, you can never go back. No, we had like in my cooking class, we had spices, and on the low, I would be like despising it, but on the outside, I'd just be like, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. We got some good food going here. Yep. But like, I prefer stuff to be plain. I guess I'm just built different. I'm a weirdo.
Sometimes I think to myself, no, I shouldn't give in. You're not having Kinder eggs. But I do.
Why? Why do you give in? Why do you give in to your 4-year-old's whining? Why? Why do you give in to that? That's the worst response you could do. She literally knows that it's not the right thing to do. I'm going to do it anyway. My children are happy. I don't have to hear screaming. I don't have to hear crying. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Except your children are literally having cysts on their gums. You literally have to go to the hospital. Oh, wait. You don't take them to their doctor's appointments. So you can't even help your children. Haram.
Go and get a Kinder egg each, quickly.
I get a lot of messages from viewers, and after all the people who have told me they don't have friends, stuff like this makes my head spin. Now Natalie is stuck with those kids, so the crying and complaining works. When they try that stuff with friends, the friends are just going to stop talking to them, and they won't be able to make new ones. It's all just sad because I know lots of kids are raised in similar situations, and this is a part of the reason why they can't keep people around them when they get older. So Tallulah's story ends with dental surgery that, again, I'm not going to show because it was very hard to watch. Her mom, Natalie, says I'll try harder now after seeing the surgery, which I don't really believe because it's one thing to say that you'll try, but it's another thing to actually put in the effort. There's no evidence that Natalie has the ability to work hard or was moving in that direction by the end of the documentary. Now, the second story has quite a bit more hope than Tallulah's story because unlike Tallulah, it seems that Pavia's mom actually cares about her and is trying, but simply doesn't know what to do.
All right, so if you weren't here for who Pavia is, this is a 13-year-old who weighs 266 pounds, 13 stones. Not good.
Here's Pavia's mom, Claire.
5 miles outside Leeds, 13-year-old Pavia has brought some friends home for tea. Her mum Claire knows her daughter's weight is getting out of control.
The last 2 years has been the worst. I know she's put on 4.5 stone this last year.
Oh my God, 4.5 stone? That's over 60 pounds in 1 year. Imagine.
Can I be you? I've been trying. I've been trying to gain weight. I've been trying. I could only put on like 10 pounds in a year. 60. Nah, all jokes aside, that's not healthy. Not the healthy way to go about it. 60 pound, that's like an ultra bulk right there. That's an ultra bulk.
Imagine if that pattern continues. What happened here? Well, if you look at what they eat, it's all processed junk. Spaghetti and tomato sauce, and like it's plain spaghetti. No vegetables except for a few chunks of tomatoes. Did they eat a salad before this?
Moth, you're gonna hate me. I eat spaghetti plain sometimes. I eat pasta plain. I don't need your spices, bro. I don't need your spices. She's gaining weight with the wrong foods. I know, Yeller. I was doing a little trolling, as you could say. Plain? No. Plain. Yes. You need to try it with marinara sauce. I've had it with sauce before. Like, I'll have it with sauce too. I'm not like, ew, get it away from me. I'll just be like, I don't really care. If it doesn't have sauce, I don't need it. If it has sauce, okay, I'll have it. But I'm not gonna sit there and be like, where's my sauce? You get that I'm good at converting polysaccharides to monosaccharides, but my guy, that's so many sauces you can have that are super healthy. Well, I don't care about the health aspect of it. I just don't care about the flavor. I genuinely don't need the flavor. That's what I'm saying. I don't need it. You always have spaghetti with this tomato basil sauce, and it's so awesome and healthy. I don't doubt it. There's definitely ways to get around the friggin' junk that's in stores right now. Like homemade stuff, that's where it's at.
Did they have any fruit? Did they have any organ meats or something? All you can really see Pavia eating in this documentary is junk food like ice cream, gummy bears, and soda, which leads to this.
Pavia doesn't seem to have an off button. She does always seem to be hungry.
Of course she can't stop eating. She's eating a bunch of super addictive crap. Now, allow me to tell you a personal story. I eat fast food on very rare occasions, mostly because I don't really like it. Anyway, the other day I had fast food for the first time in a while. I think it was like a 900-calorie...
Bro, he's about to... I'm going to try and predict the future of what this guy's about to say. He's going to be like, it literally tore his bowels apart. That's what I'm going to assume he's going to say.
...meal. After that meal, all I could think of for around 4 to 5 hours was eating more food.
Oh, shoot. I guess I was wrong. Darn. But when I have fast food, it literally pains me. Like, I've started, like, eating out a little bit more. Not at, like, fast food spots like Burger King or McDonald's. Like, not that type of stuff. But I'll have stuff at restaurants, and legit, it's just not the same as home-cooked food. Because they have, like, all these oils and stuff like that. It ain't it. It ain't it.
Which is not the case with normal food. When you eat stuff with high fructose corn syrup, heavily processed oils, lots of salt, or whatever other addictive substances they put in highly processed foods, that stuff makes you want to eat constantly. It's one of the reasons why removing processed foods from your diet and moving more towards cooking your own meals is so important for weight loss. Cooking your own food is not so much about the calorie count, it's more about being able to control what's in your food so you aren't drugged into constantly feeling the need to eat. But all of...
Yep. Literally what Phantom and I were talking about way earlier on the stream. They're hurting us. They're hurting us, man. They're trying to get us addicted.
This begs the question that I asked in the beginning. How does Pavia afford all this food?
Can I have a double apple cone, please?
Bro, so true. That stuff is expensive. It's like 15 American dollars for one piece of food. Bro, that's like the egg box that I buy, 60 eggs. That's 10. That's 10 days worth of eggs for me. So that's $1 a day, basically. Addiction for us equals money for them. Home cooking for us equals gains for us. Yeah. Home cooking. That's where it's at.
Thank you.
That's for the real winners.
What's in there? What did you buy today?
I bought chicken tikka sandwich, my crisps, Haribo's, a double decker and a drink, but I'm saving the double decker for later and the Haribo's. So.
If you don't give her money, then she can't buy food. Easy weight loss program.
Do not feed the beast. Do not enable the bad tendencies. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. This kid legally can't get a job unless they're selling drugs on the corner. There's no way for them to get money. Come on, Mom. This on you. This is on you. You get 60 eggs? What? Yeah, bro. I eat 6 eggs a day. That's my move. Eggs are like a power food, bro.
Now, it would be wonderful if it was all that simple, but the reality is that Pavia's mom is also overweight. So what will happen is the mom will tell her daughter to lose weight, and it comes off as quite hypocritical because the mom is obese as well. Like in the My 600 Pound Life video that I did. Maya's mom was morbidly obese, while at the same time she was telling her daughter to lose weight because she was more morbidly obese. Being around someone who has worse problems than you doesn't make your problem go away. They both needed to lose weight. So what will happen in this kind of situation where the parent also has a weight problem is the mom will say lose weight, she'll plan the meals and cook something healthy, but then she'll buy snacks and junk food for herself, which the kids will find and eat. Here's a different kid from the documentary describing that.
Before we get into this is something that I've learned from the Marine Corps, like going into that, and then also being in leadership positions myself, like being a team captain, being like close to that and stuff. You need to lead by example. You need to be the person who shows others this is what you need to aspire to do, to be. Like he's saying, if you're fat and you're telling somebody, don't be fat, what's that person going to think? They're just going to sit there and be like, why should I listen to that fool? They're just a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite. Put in the work yourself, too. You're trying to have the other people around you not be fat, but you be fat yourself? Huh? When you are a parent, you are a leader. You are the leaders of your tribe. Your little tribe is your family. You need to lead your family to greatness, to success. You can't be fat and say don't be fat. Have that weight loss journey together, and maybe it will be a fun, memorable experience too. Come on. Yellower says thoughts on cardio. Personally, I don't enjoy it, but I have to do it. And honestly, I want to start doing it more, but also I don't want to at the same time, because cardio negatively affects weightlifting a lot, and especially when I'm also trying to gain weight too. So cardio helps you lose, cardio is the best way to lose weight. Hands down, 100%. If you're actually putting in effort, you're not just sitting there on the bikes, just on your phone, scrolling and then just moving your legs. Okay, I don't want to show y'all my feet. I don't want to put my feet on the internet. I'm not big on that. So you know how bikes work, bro. But if you're actually putting in the work, like some David Goggins like mindset, like running, I'll be running every single day, you're gonna lose weight. You get in what you get out, basically. You get out what you put in. There we go. That's it. How do I get my cardio in? It's way more enjoyable in different settings. Personally, I don't run very often. The way that I get cardio is from swimming mostly. Like that's my enjoyable form of cardio. But then if I do have to run, because that's like the go-to for cardio, I will do that at the recruiting station that I go to every week. So there's that. So that's like in a parking lot. And then we sometimes run into the woods and stuff like that. But then also sometimes I'm lucky enough to where I can run around the neighborhood, or I can I can bicycle. I almost said bicycle, but that would work, I guess. But yeah, sometime about 3 years ago, pre-COVID, I would bike ride 10 miles to a location and then 10 miles back every single day. Every single day. So that's how I used to do it. Show the muscles. I already did on stream, bro, but okay, I will. Cardio hurts so much. You had to do it every soccer practice. So much running. Well, that's the sport though. Soccer is running. But that's like interval running. That's a lot of sprinting.
Sarah's mum
Come
cast me.
again.
Hey, yo, Potato Boy with the $6.90 tip. I didn't even have stream. I never have stream elements open when the tips are actually being sent. Like, how am I so unprepared? Come on. Okay, you're better than this, Reeled. Okay, I'm going to read this tip, and then we'll get back into the video. Thank you very much for the tip, Potato Boy. I appreciate it. It means a lot, brother. Okay. I know how to do this. Hi, Reeled. Please buy a potato. Oh, you want to see a potato? You want to see a potato? Oh, hold up. Hold up. Pause. We talking potatoes out here. I've got potatoes. Get that money spread all the way up the arm. Got all the potatoes. Potatoes are so good for you too. They give you so much potassium. Like people say, oh, bananas. No, potatoes. Potatoes for potassium, bro. Potatoes for potassium. All right. Video time.
Works nights as a contract cleaner. So every evening she leaves her daughter in the care of her older sister. And with the run of the house.
In my mum's secret cupboard, we have chocolate, crisps, caramels.
Why does the child know about the secret cupboard? Come on. Walking Elvis parent.
Candy, lollipops, every sweet thing in the world.
This girl's mom wants her to lose weight, yet the mom fills the house up with junk food in a not-so-secret pantry, and the kid loots it when the mom goes to work. To which she must know her kid's doing that because the food is missing. That's her cue to stop buying junk food. But of course, the mom blames the food instead of herself, which is almost a requirement of this lifestyle because if she wasn't in denial, then her daughter wouldn't have a weight problem.
To give me an idea of what you think's responsible for her weight.
Well, it's school meal, yeah. That's why.
School meals?
Yeah, that's why, yeah.
And what about any snacking?
She like crisps, she like chocolate. Especially when I'm not home.
Yeah.
She found place wherever I hide it.
It's not my fault. It's the school's fault. Not my fault. No. Blame it on the school. No. Well, school meals aren't the best for you. That's only one meal out of the day. if that was the only meal the child had, they probably wouldn't have a weight problem, bro. Come on.
She's funded the place and she eats.
Of course. If you don't buy it, if it's not in the cupboard,
Yeah.
she can't find it.
Right. Stop buying your kid a mountain of junk food. You have the control. And as a warning, if you don't teach your kids to control their behavior when they're young, then they'll grow up with all kinds of psychological problems. In the next segment, we can see Pavia's mom taking her to the clinic to get a checkup and some counseling on her weight issues. During this meeting, you can immediately see another big part of the problem in the medical industry, which is that many of the healthcare professionals are terrible at communicating to their clients.
Do you know why you're here, Pavia?
Not really.
On my phone. On my phone scrolling. Your funny TikToks. Instagram. Haram. How is the mother? The mother is literally just sitting there. Boy. Or sorry, not boy. Girl, snatch. Boom. Give me that phone. Listen to the doctor, bro. Come on. You're here because of a friggin' problem. Fix it. Don't be on your phone. Come on. Friggin' addicted. Gross. Ugh.
Calm down, whilst the doctor's talking to you.
You might have a little clue.
Yeah, we're just gonna tap her on the leg. No, you gotta be assertive. Gotta be assertive. Come on.
You can usually gauge quite quickly whether you're going to have a productive consultation or not.
Okay, so we have another iPad kid, and you can see Pavia is immediately checked out, followed by the doctor just giving up on her by suggesting in the post-interview that he knew this meeting wasn't going to be productive. From a professional perspective, this is the doctor's fault because he is obviously not training himself in communication techniques that will get his patients to listen. I know Pavia is on her phone here, but this guy's not even trying to make eye contact with her. He is instead nervously looking at his binder. Come on, man, this is your profession. Also,
yeah, he's probably had bad experiences before that have, like, I'm trying to give this doctor the benefit of the doubt. Like, he's probably had bad experiences before that have made him feel like, oh, it's not even worth trying to speak right now. But what Think Before You Sleep is saying is, it is your job. You're getting paid for this. The mother is also, like, giving you a whole load of money just to try and help her daughter. Like, it is also the parents' fault, but maybe you could say something about the phone too. Like, I don't know, bro. You're kind of a beta in this situation, not putting yourself forward. Like, if your information really is that important, like I would say, yo, listen or get out of my office. Simple as.
here's the thing. I've said before that I talk to a lot of people about how to be successful in creative fields. Most of the time when I'm doing these talks, it's not about whether or not I have the right information. I know I have the right information because I have the YouTube data to back it up. Most of my job helping people is actually catered towards convincing them that what I tell them will get them what they want. Though I can't entirely blame them, I work the same way as well. A while ago, I hired a Japanese teacher. She said, "Do this if you want to be fluent." I said no and proceeded to not improve for several months. Then I finally did what she told me to do and said, "Oh my God, you were right. I should have done what you said from the start." Understand that when you're trying to teach people things, you need to spend time convincing them that what you say will work or they will not listen to you. The way you do that is a little indirect. First, if you're trying to convince someone to lose weight, it's a good idea to not be overweight yourself. Because if you are overweight, what do you know? That's why Pavia won't listen to her mom. Second, don't do what her mom does here.
You're obviously here because of your weight.
Yeah.
And it's not just a little bit high, it's very, very high. That's distracting with that phone.
Can you just put the phone away, please?
I'm not wasting any more time.
There we go. Like I think that's the right way of going about it. Personally, I think taking the phone, that is the right way about going about it. Personally, I wouldn't have even let the child bring their phone from the house. That would have just been my thing. But I don't know. Maybe that's a little controlling. I don't know. But you're spending how much money? Doctors are expensive, bro.
Right. Anyway.
That was super awkward. Obviously, Pavia doesn't want to be there, and all the doctor does is state information that Pavia has probably had other people tell her 1,000,000 times. Worse, Claire had to forcefully take away Pavia's phone, which is only going to piss her off and further make it so she doesn't listen. In that situation, the goal is to get Pavia to voluntarily put down her phone. So how do you do that? Well, you need to show the person that you care. Instead of starting out the conversation with, obviously you know why you're here, say, "Hi Pavia, how are you? Why have you come to see me today?" Whatever she answers, you make the conversation all about her and what she wants, because if you don't know what a person wants, then you won't be able to convince them to change their behavior. People only really change their behavior for two reasons: to get something they want or to avoid something they're afraid of. Proper influencing should include both. But you can just see that neither the doctor or the mom have considered Pavia's interests, because the whole conversation is about them and not her.
I never considered it that way, because, yeah, basically, like, what I just said literally played into what he said, because I was like, oh, I'm focused on the money, like, the money expenditure of the doctor, but it's like, also, it should be focused more on the health of the child and not caring about the money. So I guess, like, even what I just said was kind of wrong. Huh. Damn. See, it's a learning experience for me, too. Not just preaching to the choir, not having that one disagreement like earlier just because of a scripting issue. I'm learning myself. See, this is why I wanted to watch this video. Because it's learning. Exercise is awesome if you prepare for it. Exercise after not eating breakfast is like getting stabbed 29 times in your stomach. I don't know. I don't know about that one. You don't need, like, in this situation, you don't even need to exercise. It's all diet. Like, you don't have to exercise. Exercise would just help it out. Like, it would help the process go faster. But personally, I used to do intermittent fasting back when I was like a scrawny 100-pound kid. Like, I would work out on like an empty stomach, and I never felt like I was getting stabbed. So I think it depends person to person.
It's bigger than me. It is hard at home. It's very hard at home.
No,
because I desperately want to help him.
How do you think we could help you, Pavia?
So yeah, I guess what Think Before You Sleep said was correct, because like this kid, clearly she just wants to get back on her phone. She's playing with her hands now. Instead of playing with the phone, now she's just playing with her hands. Now she's just doing something else. So yeah, I guess like that tactic wasn't convincing at all. You read that 20% is exercise and 80% is diet. I don't know the exact percentages, but I probably would agree with that. But it depends on like what you're trying to do. If you're trying to lose weight, then yeah, for sure, of course, it's like mainly diet. But yeah. What is this? It's a video called The Effect Fat Acceptance is Having on Kids. And basically, I'm just watching this since I want to learn a few things on it. And obviously, I would have the perspective of being on more of a healthy side. And like I can weigh in on it too, because personally, I am not fat. You don't think there are exact percentages, but diet is absolutely vital, because how are you going to see any gains if you're eating the wrong things? Yeah, the percentages from wherever you read that were probably kind of buzzwords, unless it was like an actual scientific article. But either way, that can vary person to person, because every person is different, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, it's a good thing to go by. It's like a base. It's basically saying stress diet more than exercise. But exercise still does help, because you don't have that full piece of the pie. You don't have that full 100.
Of course she's going to be dismissive and not answer that question. Help her with what? You haven't asked her what she wants help with. She might not even be able to articulate what she wants all that well because no one has asked her. So she might be missing crucial communication skills. Also, like I said, the real problem here is that this doctor completely has the right advice, but is unable to get her to listen.
Your weight is, I think there's one thing with being overweight, and another thing with the weight still continue to go up rapidly. I think the first step is always to keep the weight the same. Have the motivation to do that, and then after that, you just start getting it down.
Yes, as a person who was formerly in the fitness industry, this is exactly what I would say to someone in Pavia's situation. First, we need to get you to the point where you aren't gaining weight, and after, we can focus on losing weight. You always want to achieve big goals with small steps, but she's not going to listen to that because they haven't framed it to cater to something that she wants. Influencing someone to change is a mixture of knowing what the person wants and telling them how what you're saying will get them what they want. And it turns out that Pavia actually is aware of some of her desires.
She'll just nag on about how my weight worries her, and I'm like, yeah, okay, you don't need to keep saying it every 4 seconds of my life. You don't see me nagging on at her about her weight, do you? To be honest, I think school's more important than health and weight, because I'd rather be an overweight with a job and a good house and things than be an overweight tramp, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So it's less of just like repetitive lectures and actually like trying to involve the person. And like this whole problem is stemming because the mother is overweight too. Like if they were both involved, if both individuals were involved, this problem most likely would be solved.
So now we know what Pavia values. She values not being a loser. Now, we don't have this information, but if I were talking to her, I would also ask her why she values not being a loser. Who's she trying to not be like? Because then, not only do I know what she wants, I know what she fears. I can use that information to better guide her to where she wants to go. Plus, her revealing what she fears is an indicator that she trusts you, which means she's more likely to listen. So based on this information, I need to talk to her about how losing weight will lead her to success. First, I would start off by saying that these things aren't mutually exclusive. You can be a healthy weight and be successful at the same time. It doesn't need to be one or the other. In fact, healthy habits are actually a component of success because tons of people who could have been successful become complete losers because they are a victim to their bad behaviors. If you want financial success, then it's going to be very hard to save up money or invest if you're spending all of your money on junk food, particularly if you add other expensive habits to that like smoking and drinking. Usually addicts have multiple addictions, so having multiple expensive bad habits is likely. Learning how to discipline your spending habits from learning how to discipline your calorie intake is very useful for success later in life. That's the kind of energy you want when you're trying to convince people, and the good news is that there are people in this documentary who are aware of that.
Near Leeds.
True. If you carry over, like, let's... I'm trying to think. Okay, so if you carry over like a hard-working work ethic, like say you have a hard-working work ethic with school, you could present that to the girl and be like, okay, so you work so hard at school, you get these grades and stuff like that. Why can't you work hard to better yourself as a person physically? And if anything, since you don't want to be a loser, you'd probably be more attractive if you had the lower body fat percentage, and people would respect you more because they see hard work, dedication, all that stuff. You can literally command a room when you're in good physical condition. Yesterday, like this literally happened just yesterday, and this happens often too. I was at a gas station. The person working behind the desk was like, "Oh wow, you're in good shape." I'm literally wearing the same exact shirt that I'm wearing right now because I was like convinced that some way this story would come into the stream. I was literally just wearing the same exact fit. And then he's just like, "Oh, I might have to go back into the gym." You can literally be inspiring too. You don't think that works? Why set up a challenge for something she doesn't value? Exactly. That's why you need to relate it to school, basically. because she focuses on school. And calling her a loser for it is just going to make her more resistant. Well, that's not how you would present it to her. I'm just using think before you sleep's words in it here. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, you would call someone a loser to their face and something like that. Because that probably would tick someone off. And that's when when you call someone a loser, there's only two outcomes that the person can have. They can either be inspired by it and try and prove you wrong, or they can hear that and be like,
oh, you're a jerk. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to associate with you.
That type of thing.
Claire's
she values school but not her body, saying, why can't you work that hard? Or maybe you can work that hard with her body isn't going to make any effect because she doesn't care about her body. I don't know.
meeting Paul
I guess it's the more like what I was trying to get off was that you can garner more respect from where you're going, because she's saying, oh, I don't want to be a tramp and stuff like that. And tramps have little respect. What she cares about is the respect aspect of it. And so that's where I was going with that.
Gately, an expert on obesity in children.
And then like that stresses like, oh, if you work hard there, you'll gain that respect. That's what I was going with that, if my words didn't convey properly.
From outside the NHS.
Did you hear that? He works outside of the government-subsidized healthcare system in the UK. I thought that was interesting. Anyway, here's Paul having a sit-down talk with Pavia.
Okay, let me restart that because I didn't hear that
there
properly.
Are documentary who are aware of that.
Near Leeds, Claire's meeting Paul Gately, an expert on obesity in children from outside the NHS.
Did you hear that? He works outside of the government-subsidized healthcare system in the UK. I thought that was interesting. Anyway, here's Paul having a sit-down talk with Pavia over a meal.
School all right? You enjoy school?
Sometimes.
What bits do you enjoy?
Science.
And?
History.
Right. What else?
The dinner hall.
Very good. He's asking her about the things that she values. This is the key difference between Paul and the doctor who consulted with her at the obesity clinic. You can also notice that he's putting in a much greater effort to make eye contact with Pavia than the doctor did. Now you can still see—
True. Literally at that other spot, the guy was literally like looking at his papers like he had his legs crossed. He had his leg crossed over feet, all that gross. Ew. He had his legs crossed. He was looking down. He wasn't really looking at the person. He would look at the mom for like affirmation, like, oh, should I speak to her directly now? Like after the phone was taken. Like, bruh, this guy that she has now, definitely a better speaker.
See that Pavia is quite pissy and dismissive, but she's actually answering questions here, so we've made progress. She has a serious problem with anger and looks mad this entire documentary. So later they'll need to address why she's so angry all the time, but only after they have built trust. So she's not just suffering with issues of her weight, she also has mental health issues, which really is always the case with obesity.
So your mum said to help you with your weight, do you think you need any help?
No.
Well, that wasn't a very convincing no.
Well, how do you make a no more convincing?
Is it okay if I chat to your mum about it?
You can, but I don't want to talk to her about it.
Again, very good. Paul is testing the waters here and asking questions about what Pavia feels is acceptable behavior, so he knows more about how she likes to be treated and what her boundaries are. Knowing this information allows Paul to behave in a more desirable way, which will cause Pavia to respect him. Influencing 101, by the way, people will not listen to you if they don't respect you. This is not shown, but Paul has clearly already earned the respect of Pavia's mom, so when he gives Claire advice, she listens.
And that was so true. Like, gaining the consent there, like just that little sentence, like, can I talk to your mother about this? Instead of, I'm going to talk to your mother about this. I guess that was like, kind of, like when I was earlier about the phone, it's like, you could have asked, can you put the phone down, instead of, right then, and then just snag the phone. So even going back to my own philosophy, it's just enforcing even more how bad of an idea it was. Gain consent first, so that way you can gain that respect instead of demanding the respect.
Chances of her changing her weight trajectory are really low.
Okay.
90% of kids who become obese don't change that.
That's almost like saying she's got no hope.
That's the reality of most circumstances for teenagers.
It makes me feel a bit of a shit parent, to be fair.
Unlike Pavia, you can see that Claire is making eye contact, is attentive, and even gets emotional after something Paul says. This means that she is listening and willing to be influenced. Also, notice that Paul is using fear as a motivator here by telling Claire the reality of her situation. And quick side note, obviously I mean use fear as a motivator in proper moderation. On the negative end, fear-mongering is unacceptable, and on the positive end, giving people false hope as a motivator is not acceptable either. Now, it's hard to hear what Claire says in this clip, at least for me because I'm an American, so I had to listen to this part multiple times to figure out what she was saying. That's why it's subtitled. But she says, "It makes me feel like I'm a shit parent." This is Claire taking responsibility for how Pavia has turned out, and it's a pretty key difference between her and Natalie's behavior with her 4-year-old daughter, which was much more of a result of her being lazy. Natalie knew what the right thing to do was, but she refused to do it because it was too hard. Whereas with Claire, it seems like her daughter Pavia's weight really bothers her, and she's willing to put the work in, but she simply doesn't know what to do. Anyway, next Claire takes Paul's advice from that previous clip, which was a conversation about boundaries, and then goes to have a talk with Pavia to set those boundaries. In this conversation, you can see that unfortunately, Pavia has zero respect for her mother and listens to nothing.
I would like just to put the...
And that's probably because the mother tries to demand respect. Dang! Eye-opening. Eye-opening. That's what I've learned from this video mainly. Is like, you can't force people into having your views. You have to like kind of coast them into that. And even then it can sometimes fail. But with the proper communication skills, it can work. Because like the doctor before, like the kind of the cringe guy who was kind of just like looking at his notebook, he was trying. He wasn't forcing. The mother was forcing. He was trying to coast, but he didn't have the communication skills. But then Paul, he's like the communication wizard, getting everything good. And then she listens to him and respects him and listens to what he has to say. Mother, not so much. Well, actually, she hasn't listened. Like, there's been nothing to prove that she's listened, but let's see what happens.
The laptop down.
I'm kind of busy, so...
I know, darling, but I would like you to put the laptop down, please.
No, because it keeps my knees warm.
Yeah, either put it down whilst I'm talking to you, or you'll lose it
I can
altogether.
listen to you, I'm not stupid, so I can understand what you're saying whilst I'm on this.
Okay, put it down now. Thank you.
See, there we go. She didn't steal the laptop. The mother is learning. That's a learning curve. Let's get it. Okay. Positive parenting. Let's go.
Yeah, you can really see the difference between Claire and the lazy mom Natalie in this scene. You can see on her face that Claire realizes that she screwed up in parenting when her daughter treats her like this. So on a positive note, because Claire is admitting fault here, this situation is very likely to improve. Now personally, I would not have done this conversation this way. Claire doesn't have the power to set those boundaries that Paul suggested, so she needs to build that before she can start making demands. The most obvious thing
Still, though, you have to give, like, a little bit of credit. That she is working on not being demanding instead. So, she still hasn't built that rapport yet, like Think Before You Sleep is saying, though. So, I didn't notice that, but now that he's pointing it out, it's like, oh, yeah, true. That's probably why she didn't do it, and that's probably why she was like, Because it's like, oh, darn, I'm going to give in to this kid? Okay.
She can do to gain power and build respect is lose weight. It looks like she had started on that during the documentary, but she needs to be thin for a while before respect from her daughter will build. Second, she can set boundaries indirectly by refusing to buy or cook unhealthy food for her daughter. That's a nice little cheat code because it allows her to set a boundary without her daughter having to do anything, which means Pavia can't reject this kind of boundary like she did with the other ones.
So first and foremost, I want to get your sleep pattern sorted out so that you're not up all night relying on energy drinks and stuff through the day.
Ah, energy drinks, coming full circle. Icky, icky, icky. I've got to take a bathroom break. Hey, Real, how long are you going to be live? I don't have an exact time period. Like, I'll if I want to do something else in life, I'm going to hop off live, but I'm definitely going to finish this video. There's about 4 minutes left in the video, but I'm going to be right back. BRB.
No.
Back in the saddle again. Okay. 4 minutes left on the video. Let's get back into this. Talking about how she needs to fix her sleep schedule, no more energy drinks, that type of stuff. Agree. Bro, Pavia and I sharing a problem. Got that bad energy drink addiction. Icky.
I don't want you eating in your room anymore. Just not acceptable. Maybe not.
Eating in the room like that. I used to do that like 2 years ago. Why? It literally just makes your room a whole total mess. It's gross as hell too. Like it attracts bugs too. I don't know about Britain, but yeah.
I don't want to start sitting at the table just because somebody said I have to.
Did you catch what she said here? Maybe I don't want to sit at a table just because someone said I have to. She's telling her mom how to influence her. Pavia is correct. She shouldn't have to sit at the table just because someone said so. She should be sitting at that table because someone is making it enjoyable for her to be there. So being more enjoyable to be around is something that Claire needs to work on. You can notice this stuff if you just pay attention to what people say and watch their behaviors. Pavia gave her mom the answer to get her to sit at the table. Also relevant to this scene, generally when you're trying to influence people, you want to give them as few things to do as possible. All big and meaningful changes start with small steps towards the goal, which means any boundary change you request of someone should be very small, and honestly, you should be doing most of the work to make the boundary change happen at the start. This is not directly related, but I think it helps with a metaphor. If we are talking about living with roommates, and your roommate does something that pisses you off, the ideal situation is that your roommate does his best to not do the thing that pisses you off, while at the same time, you try not to get so pissed off when he does that thing. The change happens when both of you work together. You can't just make demands of people, you also have to put the effort in. Third, better handling of situations like this will help.
Claire planned to have
You need to throw the emotions to the side, basically. Because when you're showing emotional vulnerability, whether you're showing anger, Claire was showing frustration, like, oh, you better take that laptop off. Like, it made her submit, but it was more out of fear than out of respect. And it was only because of the threat, like saying, oh, you're gonna lose it for a week. Then she was like, fine. Like getting that respect.
a sit-down family lunch, complete with Betty, her mother, and her new partner, Michael.
I'm full. You're full? What have you had to eat beforehand to make yourself full? Well, ice cream. With my olive. Already? Yeah. If you're done, you're done. And then don't make me stay. Because I'm not hungry anymore. Okay. Bye.
In this situation, Claire needs to take the loss and accept that she failed to get her daughter to eat properly without snacking on unhealthy food. But she can still salvage it by getting Pavia to stay at the table, instead of bullying Pavia by saying, "Why are you full? What junk did you eat?" Ask her, "Well, even though you're full, can you stay and chat with us for a few minutes before you go upstairs? Tell us about your day." Listen to the boundaries that Pavia set earlier. She doesn't like people constantly bringing up her weight, so if you can steer the conversation away from that, then you can get her to sit down and have lunch with you for at least a few minutes longer than she would have. That's a big deal. Pavia is really lost during this documentary. Claire needs to be taking any small victory that she can get. I think she gets frustrated because she expects her daughter to start fixing her weight problem immediately, when the reality is that it's probably going to take 6 months of relationship building before Pavia is ready to even consider making a strong effort to lose weight. I think Claire's behavior during lunch more so describes everyone's ignorance about difficult situations like these. In the end, it looks like the obesity expert Paul was able to work this situation out well enough to get Pavia to stop gaining weight, which is a good start.
Oh, buddy, move on. I'm not really worried about my size at the moment because I do lots of exercise and stuff, so it should go away pretty quickly.
What you want after this is a move towards losing 1 to 2 pounds per week, which will put her at a proper weight in about a year or two. Yes, proper weight loss does take that long. You can either do it correctly or yo-yo diet for a bunch of years and end up never losing weight. So if you want to be influential, you really have to be patient and bide your time until you have the person's respect. A part of gaining people's respect is having things that they want. It could be that you're really in shape. It could be that you have lots of friends or a good network. It could be that you've accomplished something difficult. You could be super knowledgeable in a field they want to know about. Or it could be really simple, like having a lot of money. Notice that Paul from the documentary is thin. That's a part of the reason why
I feel like having that point of Paul being thin isn't the best point, because the other doctor that was a cringe beta and was just not getting across to her, he was thin as well. It's just the way that the doctors explained it to the person that they were talking to. He conveyed himself way more confidently. He basically said almost the same exact things as the other doctor. It's just that he gained more respect through how he carried himself and through gaining consent and stuff like that, and not having the mother being a key component in it as well. So I'm not sure if that's the greatest point from Think Before You Sleep right there.
why Claire listens to what he says. Understand that all of this is going to require hard work because influencing people is very difficult. But if you want to help people and make the world better, that's what it takes. It's a lot more than simply telling people what to do. Anyway, thanks for watching, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hell yeah. Dope video, dope video, dope, 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 dub video, dub video, dub video. That's a win right there. Gained so much knowledge from that on communication skills and all that. And I've known that that's like a problem for me. And that's like an area that I strive to get better in. Like just interacting with people over the summer has helped me so much with that too. But just reading, listening to that video, it helped me realize that you can't like demand someone to change. Like the majority of people won't listen to you, especially if they're deep down that rabbit hole. They're not going to listen to you. Can't demand respect. That was Think Before You Sleep, the effect fat acceptance is having on our kids. I really I enjoyed that that second family way better because I learned more. Like the first one, that was just like everyone in that situation was a walking L. Like that's all it was. Like there wasn't. It was just like almost everything that you saw there was just okay. You're just doing life wrong, bro. Come on. Like it was a lot of enabling. Do not enable. That's what you gain from the first one. The first one is don't enable bad problems. And then the second one, what I thought like the motive, the overall message from was, you can't demand respect. You have to earn it shortly, like over time. And also, you can't force people into doing things that they don't want without having respect. All right. Let me try and see if this headset microphone is working, because then I can do video gaming. But if it's not working, then I might have to end the stream. So, hear it out.
Oh wait, let me lower the gain. My bad. Sorry for hurting your ears. Okay. That should be good now. The gain's proper. Let me hear it myself. There might be a little bit of an echo, but that's just so that way I can hear it. Okay. It's not glitchy. I think. Doesn't sound too bad. It's broke when I would lean back. Like this. Wait, like this. Okay, I'm gonna take the monitoring off. Now there shouldn't be an echo. Gonna hop on the Hive, play like a mini game or two, then go from there. Dr. Yellower says the first one is enabling is bad and the second one is change takes time. Yeah, I like that. That's the quick summary. Boom. Okay. Why isn't it showing Minecraft? Okay, there we go. It just took a little while to load. That's all. Just took a quick second. Boom. Let me get the music going. A little bit of music going. A little bit of music going. Ba-da-ba-da-bum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-da-bum, ba-dum. What am I trying to listen to? What am I trying to listen to? Lo-fi it is. We'll go with lo-fi. Chill it out. Chill way to play some Minecraft mini games. Boom. Nintendo and Lo-Fi 4. Hell yeah. Go from the start. Boop. Join your hub? What does that mean, join your hub? Oh, like join your lobby? Hold up, let me lower the music till... That should be good. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay. Join the Yellower hub. Join server. What am I joining for? I'm in your hub. What am I supposed to join for? What? Bro, he's literally Flubber. What? Oh, I can't hop in the whip. How do I get in? Oh my, yo! Bro, I'm Robin Williams! Am I thinking of the right movie? Please tell me I'm thinking of the right movie. Yo! Bro's literally a wizard! Oh. Dang. I wonder how long it took for the build team to actually build the hub. Like that castle and stuff like that. It makes me wonder, just looking at it, like how long did that take to build? And how many people did it take to build too? Interesting. Interessante. Alright, I'll invite Yellower to the party. If he joins, he joins. If not, not. We'll see what happens. Oh, I think he wants me to hop in the whip again. Alright. Let's see. Where are we going? Where are we off to next? We on the hive bee. We on the hive bee. Yep, on the hive bee. And you know, I be looking down at all the ants on the floor. We on the bee. We on the bee. Music is pretty chill. Of course the music is chill. Gotta have the chill music. All right, I'm gonna hit. What game? Survival games. Yes, duos, because that's what we have. Gaming? I know, right, Josue? We're doing video gaming now. We're not a React streamer anymore. I gained the knowledge I needed from that 30-minute video. But how was that? How was that? Did I do a decent job reacting? I think I did all right for my first time, but obviously I'm biased. Of course I'm going to say that I did all right, because I have a little bit of self-confidence, you know, just a tad. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's no chests around here. Where they at? Where, genuinely, where are all the chests at? I have no food. This truly is the Hunger Games. I am starving. Bro, see, just like in Minecraft, you'll lose your hunger bars if you run a lot. Therefore, running is good to lose the weight. Yes, we are coming full circles. I am not reaching at all. I am not reaching to try and make this go full circle. No, I would never. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. No. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, and we're still alive. How? I don't know. Yellower took a fall. I had like no reaction because I was so focused on trying not to die. Yellower, should I try and avenge you? Or should we just go? Oh, he says I've got this? Okay. Well, I guess I'm avenging him. Alright. It is what it is. Get the food. Not on my watch. Haha, get played, youngin. Oh, you need to pull up with your boy. You need your boy. You need your boy to fight your battles. You're literally on a mobile device. No. Ain't gonna happen. Got him. Okay, got that. Slime, I will read your comment in just a moment. Opinion on taking rest days when having a 4-hour workout session a day. Bro, what are you doing in your workouts? 4 hours? Sheesh. But yeah, I definitely have rest days. I have at least one a week. I typically will have my rest day be on Sunday, but sometimes I'll also have it be on a Friday, because sometimes I just feel it in my body. Like, I know my body pretty well, and I can tell when I haven't recovered fully. Maybe I forgot to have a protein shake before I went to bed or something like that during the week, and I just didn't have like optimal recovery. You get what I'm saying? And then I'll have like an extra day of rest. But yeah, you definitely need rest days because you'll get injured. So going hard every single day, it sounds cool, but you just can't do it. But even on your rest days, you can have what are called active rest days, where you do like maybe, let's say, 10 push-ups, 10, just basically something that's not hard for you, because 10 push-ups might be hard for you. Just something that works your body. Maybe you do like yoga or something like that on that day, instead of just sitting around. Because I would say having an active rest day is better than just sitting around and doing nothing. I personally try and like at least do a little bit of stretching on my rest days. Would I say doing a half-mile run on a rest day would be good? It depends on what your goals are. Because if you're really going hard on weightlifting, for like example powerlifting, it could negatively affect you. Like it depends on what your goals are. But if you're trying to be an athlete, then yeah. Like say you're trying to do it for sports, like football. I know you do football. Then yeah, I'd recommend it. Yellower said stretch every day regardless. And to a degree, I agree with that. Like I'll always stretch out my shoulders before I exercise because I know that my shoulders are the weakest part in my body, and I have gotten injured there before. Like not like to the point where I had to go to the hospital or anything, but it genuinely hasn't been the same. It was a wrestling injury, and oh my god. My arm got put in a position that an arm shouldn't get put. And yeah, my shoulder got tweaked because of it, and it hasn't been the same ever since. And it was a while ago too. And like I've been trying to recover, but it's always the left shoulder. And maybe it's just placebo, I don't know. Perhaps it is. But I've always had trouble with my left shoulder. One of my friends that also lifts weights frequently, he told me recently that he injured himself because he was going for a shoulder press PR, like an overhead press, shoulder press, military press, whatever you want to call it. And he got, oh shoot, what was it? 165 pounds on shoulder press, which is kind of god tier, not gonna lie. And I tried that. I tried. It was a 2-on-1. But yeah, he got 165, which is like, hell yeah, dope for you. But he injured his shoulder, so I was like, damn. It sucks. But hey, he got the PR though. He got the PR. That's what I told him, bro. Like, you got that injury, but hey, you still got the PR. 165 on military press is crazy. True. I don't know what he's weighing now. I don't know if he bulked up hard, but during the winter, he was 145. But also that was when he was like cutting weight for wrestling and stuff like that. So he's probably, I don't know, he looks like he might be like 150 maybe? So either way, it's dope as hell. But I didn't say this, but in the back of my head, I was just thinking, and that's why I don't do 1-rep maxes on military press, because I don't trust my shoulders. I genuinely do not trust my shoulders to be able to do a 1-rep max on the military press. Like, the most I've ever done is 135 for 5. That's all that I ever do. Oh, this nerd. I don't even have a weapon, bro. No! What a nerd. What a nerd. Oh, shoot. But that's also a top set at the end. Like, I've never actually tried to go hard on military press just because it wouldn't help me in powerlifting. That's why I don't see a 1-rep max to be useful in that. I thought, like, all that I ever do is work progressive. I just progressive overload it. So that's basically like trying to do more reps week to week, and then eventually add weight on top of that once I feel comfortable with the reps. Because it still helps. Real, do you got taller over the summer and you're still around the same weight? It means you gotta eat more, bro. You gotta eat big to get big. Maybe like have an extra snack or something like that. Have like a protein bar if you're not already. Is this the Mr. Yellower? No, it's not. Where is Mr. Yellower? Aww. Boom. We got Mr. Yellower out here swimming away. Some good cardio in Minecraft. That Minecraft cardio. The easiest way to hurt yourself is having bad form on a PR, from your perspective. there's a lot of ways to hurt yourself, but yeah, if you're not ready for the weight, you can definitely hurt yourself, bro. Like in a bench press, you can literally decapitate yourself if you don't have the safety set up, and also if you're like not comfortable with the weight. Oh my god, yesterday I was so ticked off because for my top set, I wanted to get back into doing 225 for top sets. I only got it halfway. And literally in the back of my head, all I'm thinking is, why did I cut weight? Why? Because it friggin' hurt my strength so much. Like, I was talking to my recruiter the other day because, we were going and I was checking out the base that I'm going to be stationed at and all that type of stuff. Like, seeing my office, stuff like that I'll have. Not like private office, it's a shared office, but oh, yellower, go off, yellow. Oh, he does have the better armor. Kind of smart to pass out, to be a little passive. You haven't maxed out in like 4 months. If you've been actively going to the gym for 4 months, you might want to try maxing out, bruh. Because a 3-month period, you probably gained like a decent bit of strength from that, bruh. Okay, we'll do one more game of survival games, then we'll go to a different game mode. But yeah, if you feel like comfortable with maxing out, I'd say go for it. Because 4 months, that's a decent time. Gotta go after this one? Alright, thanks for hanging around with me, brother. Appreciate it. Let's win this. Let's get this dub on this one then. Since he's got to go. Since yellow has got to go. Oh, not a great spawn chest. Nothing off the top. But yeah, as I was saying, my recruiter, he was like, oh, but it's summer, bro. Now it's time to cut. He was probably just joking around. But I'm just thinking in the back of my head, like, no, that is the worst mentality. Summer cutting? Like, I knew going into it, like, oh, I'm gonna lose strength. And, like, I was still hitting my protein goals and everything. But I didn't expect to lose this much strength, bro. Because I used to do 225 for 4. 225 for 4. And now I can't even do it for 1 as a top set. 225 for 4 is a top set, and now I can't do it once. Like, that's kind of rough. You want to get into building muscle and stuff so you don't look like a stick, but you just can't get into it. You need more motivation. What do you mean you need more motivation? There is no motivation when it comes to building your muscle. You need dedication, not motivation, brother. Like, that's what the guy at the gas station employee was telling me when he was seeing me. Like, he was complimenting me, but he was like, oh, I need the motivation to go. And all I thought in the back of my head, because it was just like a quick like, I'm not trying to lecture the guy, and I'm not trying to lecture you either. Lecture was a bad word. I'm not trying to go into like a whole motivational speech to this guy when I've got places to be, people to see, like that type of stuff. But motivation, dedication, same thing. Motivation is momentary. Motivation is momentary, brother. Dedication is when you go in when you don't even want to. So, yeah, definitely not the same thing. Like, you died? Damn. Well, thanks for playing with me, and also thanks for staying around and watching the reaction portion of the stream. It was, testing some new stuff out. Glad to see that you stuck around, brother. But yeah. Definitely need dedication. So, potato, it's either you do it or you don't. You either get into it or you don't get into it. You either want muscle or you don't want muscle. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You need to deal with absolutes in this sport. Like, if you want it, you're going to get it. But if you don't want it, you're simply just not going to get it, and it will take you like way longer to achieve goals, bro. Like, you gotta be dedicated to this stuff if you want to see results. So you can't rely on motivation when it comes to building muscle. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So throw that mindset out the window if you really are going to go into this. But if you do want motivation, 4 years ago when I first started lifting weights, I could barely even lift the bar. Like, I could do that like 5 times. 4 years later, a whole pandemic. Look at me now. 225 for friggin' 4. And legit, like, you gain so much more respect from like almost everyone around you, because they see, dang, this guy's a hard worker. Dang, I wish I had the dedication that he has to the to his passions, you know? And then in soccer, bro, I know that it'll help you in soccer for a fact, because if somebody's trying to muscle you off the ball, you'll literally just stand there. Brick wall. Brick wall, bro. You'll be a brick wall. Nobody can muscle you off the ball if you have more muscle than them. Like, I was playing soccer with some of my friends, and they lift weights too. The only person, or well, at the time, 2 of them lifted weights. The only person that could muscle me off the ball, and they struggled with it, like they had to have a lot of momentum with it too, was the person who weighed 20 pounds more than me. Not to be rude, but it's called bodying. It is what it is. It is what it is. But the, yeah, bodying someone. Oh, I'm getting bodied right now, bro. I'm getting bodied right now. Oh, these Minecraft guys. Sheesh. Sheesh. I be running. Woo! Alright. I escaped with that one. Ah! Why me? No, you nerds, bro. But yeah, nobody will be able to body you off the ball. You're a nerd, you're a nerd, you're a nerd, you're a nerd, you're a nerd. Get back here, get back here, You're a nerd, you're a nerd, you're a nerd, you're a nerd. Ha ha! Oh, no. You're a nerd, 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 you're a nerd. They won because they're a nerd. They won because they're a nerd. Yep. Only reason why. Is there a way to get more dedicated, or does dedication just come over time after doing it for a while? What I'd recommend is, you think that guy's a nerd, but you're not sure. Maybe. He might just be a nerd. I almost spent like a whole minute, calling him a nerd. Maybe, just maybe, he's a nerd. Perhaps he's a nerd. But yeah, dedication, I definitely say that it for me, dedication definitely was just off the start, because I had a goal set in mind. You have to have goals set in mind if you want to be successful. Like we were talking about this earlier when we were doing the reactions. It gives you happiness. When you get happiness, that's when you can like be like heard in your choices. So set yourself little goals. Like for example, you were telling me with your pull-ups, you were flexing, you got 10 pull-ups. Like hell yeah, brother. You got 10 pull-ups. Let's go. Good on you, bro. Like right there. And you, like momentarily you were dedicated to those pull-ups, because you couldn't have had that, like, what was it, like a week? In a week you were able to do 2 more? Like that's only like short term though. Like think about it. Think about like by the end of the summer. By the end of the summer you should be shooting for 15 pull-ups. Stuff like that. Like, and you can get dedicated to that. And then also I'd recommend you to look into different aspects of weightlifting. So there's bodybuilding, powerlifting, and calisthenics. I'd say those three are the most accessible, because bodybuilding and powerlifting, all you really need to do is have a gym membership, and just like make sure the gym has like a decent bit of machines, because bodybuilding kind of needs a little bit more machines. Powerlifting, literally all you need is a bench and a rack. That's literally all you need. A bench, a rack, and a bar. Sorry. And then calisthenics, you can literally do calisthenics at a local park if your parks are safe. Do a game of Death Run. Your parents recently got one of those bike machines without the seat. That'll help you with cardio, but it won't really help you with building muscle. That's the thing. You're trying to look like you lift, you're strong, and you're not big and chubby. That just comes with time, bro. Like genuinely, I probably did not look like I lifted. No. I think I had a big advantage because my first year of weightlifting, I did not look like I lifted, but like after that summer, like post, like basically like a year and a half, I looked like I lifted, purely because I have low body fat percentage. And I've always had that because I've always been active. I've always done like high stress sports, wrestling, that was like a big one, and then cardio sports, soccer, football, that type of thing. And then I would always play basketball with my friends. So just being always active will help you look like you lift. And if you want to look like you lift, literally just have low body fat percentage, because most people don't really know what lifting looks like. Like if you have abs, people are like, oh yeah, this guy lifts. Like if you're walking around like on like at a beach or something like that, or at a party, like a pool party, like if you have abs, it's an instant W. You're not looking into the gym yet. You want to start with actually getting dedicated with a routine or schedule. Like this time you do push-ups, a rest. Next you do abs, rest, and you could maybe do cardio. Yeah, so you're trying to get dedicated to fitness is what you're saying. Like you've got the soccer, but like just the working out in general. Yeah, just have something in mind. Have goals with your pull-ups and your push-ups, bro. Just have goals with that. As long as you have goals to keep progressing yourself over time, that'll help you. What I would recommend is having monthly goals. Shoot for monthly goals. Like at the start of every month, like we're coming up on August 1st. Like I'd recommend you right now to have a goal for the end of a goal to get by August 1st, so that way you're already setting a goal right now and you're holding yourself accountable. So you get that, and then once August 1st comes around, that's when you're like, okay, where do I need to improve myself? Okay, this month I took maybe 1 or 2 more rest days than I should have. I'm going to cut out the rest days this month. And then you hold yourself accountable to that, and then you write it down. Did I achieve my goal or did I not? Okay, I achieved my goal this month. Okay, what do I want to do? Next month you want to get 20 pull-ups. that kind of came out of nowhere. But yeah, then you hold yourself accountable to that goal. Like have different goals and have them be things that you can control. Like don't have it be things that are out of your control. Everything must be in your control. Which is that's a lot of what I like about fitness. Because with fitness, almost everything is basically due to your choices. The choices you make are what dictate your success. Because like if you make bad diet choices, you're gonna more likely to be injured, and you're less likely to see your goals as well. But yeah, you don't have to be you don't have to have a gym membership to be fit. You're definitely onto that. But yeah, Slime, since you're a guy, I would recommend you, of course, don't skip leg day, but get beefy forearms. Get beefier forearms, because mine used to be like twigs. Try and get it to where, like, you can barely even wrap here. Like, if you can, I've really gotta extend my thumb here, and I've gotta like push down, but if you can overlap, just get beefier forearms. That helps you look like you lift more, like having good arms. And then forearms are like mainly what you see in t-shirts, because most t-shirts will show that off, your forearms. You're a Christian and you do fasts where you can't eat much meats, so what should you eat if you can't eat meats? I don't know your family's financial situation, but perhaps getting protein powder or protein bars, those two things, they sometimes can get like a little bit pricey though. So if you're going for like something cheap, I would recommend you to get beans. Beans are extremely cheap and they're high in protein. And then what else is a food? What else is a food that isn't a meat? I am a huge meat eater. So I need to really think about this one. Think about what I eat. What do I eat that? Broccoli, like broccoli on the low, like it has like a decent bit of protein and it's very filling. You don't know how to work your forearms? This is going to sound like the dumbest thing ever. It's genuinely going to sound like the dumbest thing ever. Just hang on to a pull-up bar. Literally hang on to a pull-up bar. Put on a timer. Aim for like 1 minute. I don't know what your physical standards are yet, but aim for 1 minute. If that's easy, go for 2 minutes. Boom. And then if you like, basically what you get, you rest for. So say you get 1 minute, you rest for a minute, then you hop back on the pull-up bar, start hanging again. Second set, say you get 50 seconds, rest for 50 seconds, so on and so forth, and do that for like a decent amount of sets, like at least 5 I would recommend. And then just do that like every other day, so that way you're not overtraining your forearms. Or maybe like every 3 days, depending on like how you work out. And then also, if you go to a gym, I would assume that you do because you got football. So a really good forearm exercise is with the Easy Bar. So that's like barbells. You do what are called 21s. So you can look them up, but I'll do my best to explain them. So you have your arms like this, like you're holding onto a bicycle or you're revving a motorcycle. Have your arms like this, not like this, like this. So you'll be here, you'll have your arms like down here, you'll have the bar down here, then pull it up, down. You do that 7 times. 7th rep, get here, and then you pull it up, down, up, down. Do that 7 times. Then you go all the way down. Then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure that your elbows are tight to your ribs, and then also don't let gravity steal your reps. So control it on the way down, basically. With the bar or just dumbbells? You could do it with dumbbells too. I just prefer the bar. I prefer bars. as opposed to dumbbells. That's just my personal preference. But yeah, you can do it with dumbbells too. You just figured out the difference between pull-ups and chin-ups, and apparently pull-ups are a lot harder. The difference between pull-ups and chin-ups is that you don't have the assistance from your biceps on pull-ups. Pull-ups are basically almost all your back. You prefer bars, but you weren't sure? Yeah. You can do it either or. It's purely down to preference. But yeah, bars are the way to go. If you want to do it, bars are the way to go. But yeah, start out with light weight at first. Like use like the 20-pound easy bar or something like that, because those will burn. Like if you do 3 sets of 21s, just think about that. That's 63 reps right there. They hurt, bro. They hurt. And then there's another exercise for wrist building that I like that'll also help you like get beefy around this wrist area. I think it's second in comparison to the dead hangs, which are just hanging from the pull-up bar. But it's called a suitcase curl or a wrist curl. Shoot, let me get back to the green screen. So you'll basically be here like you were. You'll be So you'll be sitting down on the bench. You'll sit down on the bench, and you'll have your legs in front of the bar, and your arms kind of go like slightly behind you. And then you curl up your wrists like this. You curl up the bar like that, and you control it on the way up and the way down. The 21s will help you up here on your forearm, like near your bicep. They'll help you up here and get that definition. The dead hangs will help you get width and girth down here, along with the suitcase curls. I kind of need to do a little bit more. It'll help there, but yeah. You can definitely feel it when you're working it. That looks mad painful when done for a lot of reps, bro. It is. You could barely do 9, but you think that you could do more? Bro, you're doing better than some people who are going into the Marine Corps. There was a guy who left recently who couldn't even do a pull-up. He left for boot camp. So, bro, you're getting there, bro. Good job. But yeah, there's always room for improvement. Like yesterday at the gym, I was talking to somebody who's a corporal in the Marine Corps, and he was saying, he was asking me if I was going to shoot for Ironman, which is basically like the best of the best physically at boot camp. And I was like, oh yeah, I'd like to. And he asked me, oh, how many pull-ups can you do? I say 26, thinking in the back of my head, oh yeah, I'm confident, I've got this. And he's like, oh, you might not be able to get it. And I'm just like, oh! That shattered my world. And he said the person that got Ironman during his time at boot camp could do 60 pull-ups in a row. And I'm just thinking in the back of my head, like, is that even possible? Like, genuinely, I went home and I looked up the world record for, the Guinness World Record for pull-ups. Because I was, like, in disbelief, because I've never seen somebody, like, do that many pull-ups in person. And, like, I've always been doing the most, besides people who are, like, already Marines and are, like, 25 years old or something like that. So I was shocked. You could, you think that you could bench 300 and not be able to do a pull-up. That is very true, because you can be like 300 pounds and not be able to do it, but then 300 pounds is just a body weight bench to you, and that's easy. But then doing a pull-up, ain't no way. So yeah, pull-ups are definitely a really good marker for strength from my perspective. And then pull-ups, like, it's not really that much about technique. Like, you don't have to focus that much on technique. Like, there definitely is a technique to it, like with breathing, with squeezing the right muscles, that type of stuff. But the same thing goes for bench press. And then bench press, you also need to focus on the bar pathing too. So bench press definitely is a lot more technique than pull-ups. But pull-ups is a lot more pure strength, because you don't need to focus that much on technique. If you get when I'm picking up what I'm putting down. Alright, I'm gonna try a solo game of survival. How to not get calluses? They hurt so bad. Where are you getting the calluses? Like, are they on your hands? Because if they're on your hands, you could wear gloves. I wouldn't recommend you to do that, though. Calluses build character, bro. Like, genuinely. It'll get your hands stronger. I've torn calluses before. Like, I did so many pull-ups. I would do so many pull-ups in a row that I would, like, genuinely tear them and they'd start bleeding. That was a rough day. When I was doing it in public, and then I had nothing to wipe down the bar with, so that my blood was just all over a public pull-up bar. It was like, word. And then I realized, oh wait, I can use my shirt. So I wiped it off with my shirt, because yeah, even though I know that I don't have diseases, I'm not trying to have somebody see me walking away from there and being like, oh, you left blood on there. Don't they make your hands rough? My calluses aren't really that rough, but also my calluses are always peeling. I basically get like a weekly callus cleanse, because whenever I deadlift, no! Shoot! Whenever I deadlift, they peel off. So, I don't know. They're kind of just bumps on my hands at this point. I didn't have my friggin' sword in the right hotkey spot. But I don't know, if you really don't want calluses, you can wear gloves. But it's just like, do you care if people see you as a beta or not? Because like, people will see like, oh, he's wearing gloves, and they'll probably make fun of you. If like you're in a scenario with teenagers, like most people at a gym aren't going to judge you, but if you're at like a school gym or something like that, people are always judgmental in there. So dumb. Like public gyms, nobody judges, but at school gyms, there's so much judgment going around. Ugh, icky, grody. You feel like you would get made fun of? Yeah, if you wore gloves at a school gym, you would definitely get made fun of. I can almost guarantee you. But not at a public gym. Not at a public gym. Unless you go to like a toxic gym. I've never like seen anybody make fun of anyone at a public gym before. And I've gone to public gym, like I've gone to 2 different public gyms. And I've been going to public gyms for going on 3 years now. I was about to say 2.5, but it was like, no, I think I'm leaning more towards 3. Deadlift X, trap bar deadlift? Well, what type of deadlift are we talking here? Sumo, conventional? I don't really enjoy trap bar. That's just personal preference. Personal preference. And then also, since I want to do powerlifting, it just like the form doesn't convert. It just genuinely doesn't. So I would be like, it would actually hurt me. I'm pretty sure if I did trap bar instead of flipping I pull conventional, but yeah. Sumo X conventional check. Why is that? Why is that? Spit the opinion. Spit the opinion. I want to hear it. I've got an opinion about sumo and sumo versus conventional, but I just want to hear your opinion first. I want to hear to see if it's like something I've never heard before. I don't want to influence your opinion before like I could potentially gain knowledge from it, if you're getting what I'm saying. I basically want to hear like if it's something new, because a lot of people sometimes they just copy influencers or like what they see on the internet, like in a video or something like that. Which like I used to do that, not going to lie. Like I used to have like those opinions that would just mimic content creators, but then I realized that personal experience sometimes outweighs that type of opinion. Like sometimes it matches up though. Sometimes it does indeed match up personal experience to the experience of others. What are you doing? What are you doing? Fight back. Come on. Fight back. Make it fun. Oh, you're just gonna run. Lame. Dead. Dead inside. And on the outside. Boom. 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 Lo-fi music goes off. Lo-fi, I enjoy listening to lo-fi when I'm at home, but if I'm in like the car or if I'm at like the gym or something like that, meh. I've listened to lo-fi once at the gym. It didn't hit. Lo-fi did not hit at the gym. Minecraft music though? Minecraft music while you're at the gym? Sometimes, like, if you consider that lo-fi, I don't think it is. I don't think it's lo-fi. But sometimes that stuff just sends me into the flow state, and then I'm just doing, like, my 5th set, and I'm like, yo, wait, what? How did I get here? Where am I? And then it's just like, oh, that's where I am. Okay. Snap back to reality real quick. Minecraft music is hypnotizing. Sumo is a way different form to conventional, but either way, you are going to be doing the same thing. You just think conventional makes you more happy about the lift that you did. You might have phrased it wrong, but yeah, it's just personal preference. Oi, these children are teaming. They are teaming. These children are teaming in solo dolo. What in the world? And you're still going to lose? Bugger off. Bugger off. Get off my block. Oh my god. They actually won. If I could have focused more on this chicken guy, I would have gotten it. But he put all the friggin' cobwebs. But yeah, sumo, the thing about it is that when I go heavy, it hits my hamstrings too hard. My hamstrings they're not strong enough to make it worth my time. Like, I pull stronger conventional because I need to work my hamstrings more, and I recognize that as a weakness. So recently I've been hitting the hamstring curl machine because I want to hit sumo, because almost every lifter that's a power lifter that pulls heavy numbers on deadlift goes sumo. Like, there's only one person that I know that goes conventional, and that's Russell Orhe, from what I've seen. But the reason why people go sumo instead of conventional is because majority of the time, depending on how your body is structured, there's like an inch or two of range of motion difference. And in powerlifting, an inch or two can literally like change everything. So with powerlifting, you're just saying like, okay, I don't care how I do it. I don't care what form I have. I don't care if you say that it's not real or if it's not. I still lifted 600 pounds and you can't. So, like, who's to say? That type of thing. You get what I'm saying? Sumo hurts you sometimes too? Hey. It might just be because maybe I don't have like proper sumo form and I don't do it often enough, so that might be why it hits me. But I always like feel like my hamstrings are like about to explode, and it's not like a good explode, because sometimes I'll be like, oh dang, that was a good like that felt good. I felt like I was exploding. No, it feels like my hamstring's about to tear, and you don't want to mess around with hamstrings. No. Do I eat my protein, or does the protein mainly come from drinks? It's 50-50. Like, genuinely, it is 50-50. Because I'll drink protein powder, whey protein powder, and casein. And also I'll have a Fairlife shake, depending on, like, if I want to buy it that week or not. Or, like, if I can buy it that week or not. But a lot, like, since I'm also bulking, eating the protein comes easy. But I'd say if you're, oh he rocked me, and but yeah, if you're cutting, I would actually recommend you to drink your protein if you're cutting, like if you're trying to lose weight, because it has way less calories in it almost all the time. Hamstrings are a no-no when it comes to injuries. Yeah, they'll, like, if you get a hamstring injury, you're out for so long too. One thing that I don't get about my body though is that like 2.5 years ago, I got a pretty bad ankle sprain, and like I never feel pain in that ankle ever. Like in that specific left ankle, but in my left shoulder, where I didn't even I don't even know what it would be clarified as, because it just got rotated like wicked far back, like, and it got rotated into a position where it shouldn't have been, but that hurts all the time. So like when I'm running, I never feel it in my ankles, so it's weird. It's weird how that works, how my shoulder always hurts, but then my ankle doesn't. So that's why earlier when I was talking about that injury, I was thinking, oh, maybe it's placebo, because I don't feel it in my ankle. Yeah, for protein, I'd say just get it from quality sources that aren't filled with like sugars and stuff like that, because you can definitely find like protein bars and stuff like that, but some of them are like glorified candy bars. I almost called them sugar bars, because they're just filled with sugar. Like they'll have like 20 grams of sugar. So read your nutrition facts basically if you're looking into protein items. But yeah, protein is definitely something that you should stress if you want to be physically fit. Oh, coming out of nowhere. Janitor, they call me the cleanup crew. Out of here. Easy, because I cleaned them. Kid's probably salty. Don't care. Didn't ask. Boom. Get that out of my face. Do I have suggestions? Suggestions for like protein bars? I definitely recommend Quest. Quest is definitely the way to go. And then I don't know if you care about this or not, but Fairlife, I drink those for protein shakes. But there's like a lot of cancel culture that goes around the Fairlife organization, because apparently they mistreat the animals or something like that. But let's be real here, what corporation doesn't do that that's in the food industry? I don't know. It just seems like Fairlife's getting hit for something that almost every company does, unless they're like one of those organic non-GMO things. You get what I'm saying? You're trying to replace fat with muscle, but stay the same weight. You don't know how hard that is. It takes like a degree of cutting, like staying to a similar, no, not cutting, like a degree of bulking. Sorry, I meant to say bulking, because bulking is way easier to gain muscle than cutting. And with cutting, you're really doing yourself a disservice if you're trying to gain muscle. Like it's just way easier to gain. So like, I'd recommend if you want to stay around the same weight, just eat at like a maintenance, like eat what you eat now if you're not gaining weight, but just increase your protein. Like, no. It depends person to person. This is like diet advice. Oh, it's tough, and I don't like have your nuances. Like I'm going off like zero information right now on your diet. But okay, to answer the question, trying to replace fat with muscle so you're the same weight. You don't know how hard that is. To stay the exact same weight but have the majority of your fat turn into muscle, that is tough. That is tough. That is a difficult thing to do. But if you go on like a robot diet, to say the least, and like only eat clean, like rarely ever eat out, never eat fast food, like stick to robot stuff, basically, because that's what I was nicknamed, Robot. That's what people would call me, because I would never eat that stuff. It's easy to like have like a slight gain in weight, like maybe like 5 pounds over like 6 months, like barely anything. And then either way, you'll just look bigger, which is what you were trying to do. That was your goal, because you said you want to look like you lift. To look like you lift, you have to be bigger. So I'd recommend you have a slight bulk. Do not dirty bulk. Have a clean bulk, and have it to where you gain like a pound or two in a month. That's what I would recommend for you if you're trying to replace fat with muscle. A pound or two a month of gaining. That would most likely help you with aesthetics, because you want to look big. So that'll help. Boom. But then you want to stay the same weight, so that's where that comes in. You're done. Kind of clutched up there. Okay. And how, like, if yeah, diet advice while we're taking dubs. Easy dubs. So yeah, if you're trying to stay the same weight, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, I would say. You're kind of making it way more difficult than it needs to be. If you have a slight bulk, it'll make it a whole world easier, and you'll also look bigger. That's what I'd recommend you. And with that recommendation, I'm gonna be doing a little popping out. Thank you all for stopping by. I appreciate you checking out that reaction content. Thank y'all for watching that. Learning with me. Thank y'all for gaming with me if you gamed with me. Thank you, Potato, for the $6.90. It's been a real one. Peace.
Yeah!